Good morning. It's Thursday, April 4th. And today I want to talk about California's new law. A new law that has a $20 wage attached to it. And this wage is for people who work in restaurants as waiters and waitresses. So in any event, when I'm thinking about this, it becomes extremely difficult to decide when somebody is entitled to that $20. For instance, if you have a beautiful restaurant and you have a person at the front who greets you when you come in, and she gives you the menu, she takes you to your table, she gives you the menu, she gets you seated, she asks you politely if you have any questions, etc. Is that person entitled to the $20 wage? I don't know. But I assume that the rest of the wait staff that comes in and actually takes your order and delivers the food to you, they would get the $20. But what about the old-fashioned delicatessen that I used to go to when I was a kid? And I walk up to the counter and I tell the guy I want a pastrami on rye and an order of French fries. And I go back to my table and I sit down and I wait and he says, okay, I got it. And then you go up and you bring it back to the table. Is that person entitled to the $20 wages? The person who was waiting on me behind the counter? So there are many variations to deciding who is entitled to this $20 wage law. There are many people who operate in multifaceted ways within a restaurant. They may be serving somebody and they may be doing other things on the side. Does that qualify them as being a waiter or a waitress? And then how about the places that actually have waiters and waitresses doing things, but they could decide, you know what, we have a counter. Those people don't have to work here anymore. We'll have the customers come up and order, and then they can pick it up by themselves. So it's very, very strange that we have this California law, and I'm in favor of them paying people $20 an hour. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not in favor of exactly who is entitled to the $20. I would like to have more people entitled to the $20 than less. And obviously the people in California are going to pay the freight for this because every one of these establishments that will have to pay the $20 is going to do something to maybe cover the cost of that extra $20. So this is a very, very strange law in the sense that it can't put all the particulars together. And then there are many places already that are paying $20. So if I'm making $20 and they come out with this law, I might feel that I should make more than $20 because I took the $20 when it was a really good deal. But now it's not such a good deal because everybody's getting $20. So you have a lot of little nuances that affect this because you could have restaurants that choose not to have table service, So if I am giving you food and you're taking it out of the restaurant, does that count as being a waiter or a waitress because I delivered the food to the customer, even though he leaves the restaurant? So while I believe that they left many establishments out of their definition of what qualifies for the $20 pay, the qualifications right now say something like this. Chain restaurants with limited or no table service and more than 60 franchises nationwide will have to pay their employees the new wage. It further defines qualifying establishments as places that sell food and beverages that are selected and paid for beforehand and are meant to be immediately consumed on or off site. So that means if you go to a deli, and we went to many delis when I was working, and we bought a sandwich and a Coke or something, and we left the store, those people were considered to be waiters or waitresses according to this law, and they would get the $20 an hour. So that covers, these little things cover places like McDonald's and Chipotle, as well as some less traditionally fast food eateries, maybe like an ice cream shop or a coffee spot. The 60 location requirement means that small chains, as well as mom and pop restaurants and high-end eateries, are not subject to the new state law. However, there was a Monday report that pointed out that those businesses may be able to consider paying their employees more to stay competitive for the fast food restaurants that are going to have to pay the people $20 an hour. So while there will be many places in California that don't fall under their specifications as a restaurant that is required to pay $20, they will probably have to pay $20 in order to keep their employees from leaving their locations. So a full-time employee, that's a 40-hour work week, would make $800 a week working under the new law. Or if you're a part-time worker and you work only 20 hours a week, so you make $400. That's not bad. And don't forget, all of these people who are waiters and waitresses make a lot of money in tips too. In some cases, if they're paying very little, if they're getting paid very little, they probably make more in tips. Is this new wage law going to affect the tipping? Is some people going to sit in a restaurant and say, you know, this guy's making $20 an hour, so why am I going to leave him a 15% tip? Maybe I'll just give him a 10% tip. Do you think that's possible? I definitely think that's possible once you have announced to the world what you're paying these people, because there are many who go and eat in restaurants and don't believe that the people who are serving them are making a decent living. And I am not saying that $20 an hour is a decent living, but it's above the minimum wage in almost all the states in this country. And there are people who eat out, and they're cheap, and they're always looking for a way to stiff the waiter or waitress, perhaps. So I think the mere fact that all of these people who come to eat in a restaurant will know that this person is making at least $20, and that might affect their tips. So this is a mishmash. A law that probably was not needed, but I'm glad it came to pass, and we'll have to see how it plays out. It'll be very interesting to watch the dynamics continue. So have a great day, and eat at as many restaurants as you can. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.